When I was in New York, I took a break from seeing Broadway and off-Broadway productions to go see a community theater production of Peter Pan. Now, this was a very unique community theater production. It was put on by the Cornley Drama Society, and this is their second show of theirs that I've seen. I did go see The Murder at Havisham Manor a few years ago. Now, I really enjoyed that production. I laughed a ton, but it did seem like it was supposed to be a murder mystery and not a comedy, and a lot of stuff was going wrong in the production, so I was curious to see another one of their shows. And I really love Peter Pan. I've been in it twice, once as a kid as a lost boy, and then I was in it again as John Darling in college, and I don't want to brag, but I did have all my lines memorized, which I can't say the same for this show. But even though the cast was a little scrappy, they definitely made up for it in budget. You could tell that this show had money. One of the performers has like this rich uncle that kind of bankrolled the whole thing. They were able to rent out a Broadway theater, which I was super impressed by, and the set was definitely ambitious. I do think that they spent a little too much money on the cool effects and not enough on safely running it. I was concerned for the performers at times. When I saw this production, it was a little rough, but I was really impressed by the cast's ability to just keep going with the show. I was a little worried that at times, though, they were a little too the show must go on and not really caring about the safety of performers. There were even some injuries when I saw it, but hopefully they've been able to work out those kinks. I did see it in previews, and it does open in a few days. I will say, because it's been a hot button topic, that theater etiquette was probably the worst that I've ever seen. There was even a time where a kid almost got up on stage and got in a verbal altercation with one of the cast members. I was thoroughly shocked. But ultimately, I laughed a ton during the show. I think I do prefer The Murder at Havisham Manor a little more. I just like the murder mystery aspect. And again, Peter Pan's a show that's close to my heart. But there were definitely performances I really liked in this, especially the Nepo baby, who ended up kind of being my favorite low-key. Now, as to be expected with a community theater production, this is playing a limited run at the Barrymore on Broadway, which is like wild to me. But it's also going to be playing at the Ahmanson in LA next. So if you're on the West Coast, you will also get a chance to see it there. Definitely thought this show had a lot of heart, and while I was concerned about the safety of some of the performers at times, I think that if they can work out some of those technical issues and polish up some of the performances, they're going to have a real gem of a show on their hands. This was definitely a lot of fun and very family friendly, so you can take the kids to this one, and I really hope to see more from the Cornley Drama Society in the future.